Welcome to The Basquatch Hunter.
I've got a fish.
We show our guests our love for fishing, and then we let them show us what they do. Whether it's a professional athlete or an industry professional, we include it all. We all chased our dreams to follow our careers. Now together, we will chase our Basquatch.
The Basquatch Hunter. Fish out of water. This week on The Basquatch Hunter.
In today's episode, we're going to meet up with fellow Michigan native and country singer Sadie Bass. Now, she's no stranger to the outdoor world, but she's never been in a fishing kayak. From the voice stage to stages all over the country with her music, now we're going to show her what it's like to be in a fishing kayak. Hey guys, it's Mike McKinstry, host of The Basquatch Hunter.
And I'm Sadie Bass.
So I'm out here with Sadie Bass on Bass Lake on the Basquatch Hunter show. A lot of bass going on. Hopefully we get a fish in here. So Sadie's normal world is the amazing world of country music, but today I'm gonna take her out of her element, put her in a kayak. Are you excited?
I'm stoked. Everything's been fast-paced, and I'm just ready to get out here, relax, and I'm hoping that you can show me how to get some bass on this lake. I've just been getting pike.
Yeah, well, you're an experienced fisherman, so it's not like you've never done this, but hopefully I can get you on a good fish out here your first time in a kayak.
I want to see some tips and tricks.
But after this, though, I get to go in your world and see if I can keep up in your area of country music.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you to shred on guitar, and we'll be able to hang out by the bonfire.
I'm just hoping you don't outfish me too bad. That's what I'm hoping.
I don't know, man. I got good days and bad days, you'll see.
I mean, your last name literally is Bass.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure. I'm not a bass master, y'all.
So stay tuned, guys. After this, we're gonna go have some fun on guitar, but right now we're gonna go hit the water and catch some fish. Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Today, the air temperature was in the high 70s, and for October, that's not normal. So the water temps were higher. It made the fish a little bit lethargic. It made them not want to bite as much, so it was definitely tough conditions for the day.
I'm super excited for today. I do have a background in fishing, but I've never fished in a kayak before, so it should be interesting.
Getting Sadie on one of these kayaks was really fun because she's never fished out of a kayak before, but she's fished this lake plenty of times. So getting her a kayak is a little bit out of her element, but I'm gonna see how she does.
But when I first sat in the kayak, I was just surprised of how comfy it was, and I'm so used to having to like hold my pole while I'm trying to get the fish off, and I had like the spot to put my pole in and everything.
Sadie's used to fishing out of a pontoon boat where she has all the room in the world to put all of her fishing rods. So when she got in the kayak, I made sure I put a rod holder and some other accessories to make her fishing experience a little bit more effective. Sadie's been pulling a lot of weeds over here under the surface.
Slayer.
Yeah, she's the weed slayer right now for sure. I'm using the Berkeley Chapo topwater, so I pulled out my topwater tray. We're gonna swap her out with the baby bass color, so it's very realistic. Matches the color of everything they're eating on out here. Hopefully we get more strikes now. It's called a topwater bait because all it does is stay on top of the water.
But I mean, as far as holding my pole up, is this good right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You look like a pro. Do you got one?
Fish on!
Look at that little bluegill.
Ayo! Look at it. Poor guy. We get out there, I'm feeling good. We've got a couple casts in, and I end up catching a bluegill on my topwater bait, and I've never done that before.
There you go.
There we go. It's a good sign.
That's really cool. All right, we broke the seal. Sadie just got her first fish. It's not the bass that we're hoping for, but she got a really nice looking bluegill. It's the first time I've seen one caught on this topwater bait.
I loved the topwater bait. It was just had the soothing sound to it, and I just really felt like I was doing something. The spinner baits, you don't know what's going on because they're underwater, and half the time I'm just stuck on a weed. So no wonder I'm not catching any fish. The topwater bait, I knew what was going on.
The Basquatch Hunter is brought to you by FX Custom Rods. Quality, precision, performance. Feel-free kayaks. AmeriGas. Propane that's pro-you. Zott Ford and deals in the D.com. Three Waters Kayaks. Scales fish attractant. See the difference. Abu Garcia, fish to win. Berkeley, your fish, our science. Yak Attack, made in the USA. Produced by M1 Studios.
We're throwing a mixture of top water and non-top water. So we're throwing the Berkeley Slobber Knocker under the surface, and I'm throwing the Berkeley Chapo in the black and chrome color on the surface, because a lot of the top water strikes are gonna come from something shiny, reflective like this with the sun coming out. So we're gonna see which one hits the most. Whatever one finds the first fish, we're gonna stick with. I'm surprised that pike hasn't hammered this. Oh, there it is. Oh my God, you see that pike? Yeah, cast right in front of you. That was a big pike too. Do you see that thing turn on the surface? I let it sit for a second, I bent down to turn my rudder, and then it hit right then. All right, I'm kind of mad about that one that I lost, because usually pike are aggressive enough where they'll stay there. Oh, there we go, fish on. Oh, yeah. Yes, here we go. Oh, it's a good bass. After a couple hours of fishing, we weren't catching any fish. I didn't see that many, but then I finally felt a really good bite, and then the topwater explosion happened. Oh, that's a good bass. Oh, it's a good bass.
Sucker.
Oh,
That's a nice bass.
yes. It's a beautiful bass right there.
So I'm sitting over here minding my own business, and I wanted to catch the biggest bass, and here's Mike reeling in this hog, and I'm kind of looking at it, but I'm really just still fishing along the shore because I wanted to catch one right after, but I didn't. Not as big as that.
Yes. We got an awesome largemouth bass on Bass Lake with Sadie Bass. I got this guy in the Berkeley Chapo, the silver, the chrome and black, right on top water. Hammered it. Beautiful fish. After landing that bass, I felt really confident, but now it's time for Sadie to get her fish.
So we've been out here all day. We're starting to lose light. The sun's going down, and I haven't really caught very much. And I'm thinking I'm about to have to call it quits, but then...
Oh, fish on, fish on!
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, boy!
Finally, Sadie.
We got a pike here.
Oh, it's a nice northern pike.
Woo! All right.
There you go, good pike.
Yes. Not
Yes.
bad. Well, this one's more like it.
Yeah, finally.
Hey-o!
Bye, little feller.
Just as we were heading in, the sun was going down. I was kind of losing hope for Sadie getting her fish, so I'm glad she ended up landing that pike. Sadie came into this episode with a little bit of an advantage because her dad, Sam, taught her how to fish and handle fish and use all the gear. So I didn't have to teach her how to fish, how to use the gear. She even grabbed a pike with her bare hands without me even having to help her. So huge kudos to Sadie for that.
I had so much fun. Literally, this is exactly what I needed.
But you didn't stay true to your name because you didn't get a bass, but
Yeah.
you got a really nice pike though.
Yeah, I did get a pike. You got a bass. That's what we came for.
That's true. You know what? Being in my world is a lot of fun, but the next part, going in your world, I'm really excited about it. So let's head over to the bonfire, guys, and we're gonna go have some fun and rock out.
Everything about today was just very natural, and so that was my favorite part about it. So I had a really good time in Mike's world fishing, but now I get to bring him into my world.
We're gonna be playing one of her songs together, and I've never played it with her. I'm super nervous to see how we do, so I think she's gonna be in her comfort zone, and I'm gonna be kind of like a fish out of water.
This is the beat, y'all. Keep the beat on your feet. Let's see it.
We're feeling it.
As I lose it. sitting around the bonfire, we're having a great time. Me and Sadie are vibing, we're in a little jam session, and I looked up, and a lot of the neighborhood started coming around, and her family and friends.
So me and Mike are jamming, having a good time, sitting around the bonfire, and it ended up being our own little private concert. What more could you want? Fun having Mike in my world because I kind of just get to sit back and sing. I was kind of doing the tempo, and he was just jamming on the guitar, so I loved it.
One more time, to the bridge. I'm a good drummer, aren't I? Not really, actually. Whoa, I'm gone, glory bound, lay me down on that same ground.
Does it go back to
Where
E?
my roots still run deep, where I'm close to God and heaven finds me. It's where I know I can go when I'm lost and I wanna be found. That I go to get sanctified, backwoods, back home, countryside, riverside, paradise, where I get baptized, my eyes closed and my head bowed. Yeah, that's my holy ground. That's my holy ground. Dirt on my tires from Babcock Road. It's a dot on a map that nobody knows. A two-finger wave, and I know I'm home.
Playing music with Sadie live was really fun and challenging, but we had a great time. We ended up finding a little pocket together, and we had a great audience to play to.
That was my song, Holy Ground. I got to be in his world all day, and now you're in mine.
Yeah, I noticed that by the guitars instead of fishing poles.
Yeah, yeah.
That song is super cool, though. It's my first time playing it with you. It was really cool.
Thank you.
So how did that song come about?
You know, I wrote that about Michigan in my hometown specifically just because I'm on the go all the time, and anytime I need, you know, a breather and I need to put my feet back in the ground, that's where I go, my holy ground.
So you wrote a song about pretty much what your therapy is so you could share it with everybody else.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
pretty
just
cool.
being outdoors, that's when you can get away from it all and you can actually think for a second, and that's when I'm closest to God, so.
So that song to you is kind of like, it's kind of like your rendition of like, this is my home. This is what's like
Yeah.
peaceful.
Yeah. I wrote about Bath, Michigan. Well, Michigan in general, honestly. I love Michigan, and like every time I'm just busy and like on the go, or I lose myself a little bit, or I just need like relaxation, this is where I go. It's my holy ground. It's my place, my people, and just where I'm from. And I'm proud of it, and like everybody else who gets to share it too, I feel like when they listen to it and they hear about the gas station pizza place and just all the places, it's fun, you know, but I got to put my small town in a song that like people all over can hear.
So how long did it take you to write that song? Was that like a weekend thing, or was that like a long process?
No, well, I had an idea in my notes for literally years, like probably over 5 years, and it was 20 feet off the ground or 20 feet closer to heaven is what I wanted to write, because when I'm outdoors, like, is when I feel closest to God, because I'm, you know, not
At peace.
Yeah, I'm not super crazy or just around worldly things, and I went into the right with that, and I didn't want it to be like a cheesy hunting song, but I was with a buddy, Paul and Drake, and I said 20 feet off the ground, and Paul said holy ground. I was like, oh man,
That's
holy
it.
ground, stomping grounds, 20 feet off the ground, boom, wrote it that day, done, CO said I'm putting this out.
That's awesome. So how has your journey been in music? Like what got you started from day one to where you are now? How did the whole thing start?
You want to know the whole story?
Like the short version of
You
it.
got enough battery in your camera?
So like what age did you start doing music?
You know, I loved singing when I was younger. I ran around the house, always enjoyed singing. But I didn't really like singing in front of other people. So it was kind of just a back burner hobby. I always just did it, you know, in my room, in the shower, writing little songs, bad ones at that. I was always playing sports my whole life. So it was just something I liked to do, but nobody really knew about. And then I went to go play college softball. I played for a year, and I got to think about what I wanted to do with my life.
And it wasn't softball?
It wasn't softball. I decided I wanted to do music, so I called up my coach, and this was after talking to Emma, my cousin and my manager now. She's the one who said she thought I could do it. I started posting little videos on Instagram, and this was like back when you could only do like 7-second videos, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't put my face in them, and they actually did surprisingly well. So I thought, okay, I actually have a shot at this, because my mom said I was good, but everyone's mom says they're good.
Yeah.
And after I put out those videos, they started to do really well, and then I decided I wanted to try to do gigs too. So we did a couple acoustic gigs. One was to raise money for post-prom in my hometown. We packed the place. I sounded really bad, but everyone enjoyed themselves. So I kept coming back. I kept doing shows. I got a little bit better each time, but the problem the whole time was I liked to sing, I liked to write music, but the shows I did not like.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like staring at me, and I knew that I could put on a better show, but I was so nervous that I couldn't relax and enjoy it. And that's when like this voice thing came up, and going on television in front of 7 million people, I think literally was like snap of.
Well, I heard you say that on The
phone.
Voice. I heard you say beforehand that you had stage fright.
Yeah.
And that you were super, which is, I'm assuming is normal in that kind of environment. But I was surprised because you seem so confident in your music and everything you do. But it was cool to see how much you shined on the stage though. Like once you came out there, it was like everything went away. Like
Yeah.
it looked like you disappeared in your own world. And that's when I was like, that girl's a musician. What led up to you being on The Voice?
Oh my gosh. Well, years and years of just climbing and scratching my way. But we got an email one day, and I saw that it was from The Voice. I didn't think anything of it, honestly. I just kind of laughed it off because I'm not freaking Adele.
Yeah.
And Emma called me. She was freaking out, telling me, hey, this is an opportunity. We should do this. You know, you've been wanting to work on your stage fright, and this is like a place where they're going to coach you and help you, and this is the time to overcome it. And I was like, you're crazy.
Was it
There's no
scary?
freaking
Like,
way.
was that part scary for you? Like the audition part, was that scary for you?
Yeah, it was scary. Yeah, and the whole process it just took forever, but I thought almost that I was wasting my time sending in these videos that they wanted because I didn't think I was gonna make it on the show. And then I made it on the show, and then I turned chairs. It was amazing and a huge, huge step in my career. I never thought it was gonna be a step, but I'm happy that it was.
That's probably
because-
extremely validating for you though, because you were so scared and so nervous and you were doubting yourself. Which
yeah.
every artist is the biggest critic, obviously. So you were doubting yourself, but then you got validation from some of the biggest names in
Yeah.
the music business.
I think it just gave me confidence. I've been doing this by myself for so long, and you know, there's areas where I'm good, and I just didn't really know for sure if I really had a spot in country music, and if I didn't even know it was good about my voice. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know the terms, and they told me there's flips and turns, and I have good tone. I didn't know any of that, and so it just made me feel so much better that after I went on the show.
That's awesome. So what's next for Sadie Bass? Like, what's your move after this?
Music. New music is coming out. I want a whole album out, but we're gonna realistically do singles back to back all year long.
That's awesome. Where can people find your music right now? Like, if I wanted to hear all your stuff right now, where can people go and find it?
Just look up Sadie Bass on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, you name it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I've had an absolutely amazing time with
Me
you.
too.
We
This
had a
is like
whole
one of my
like
favorites.
bass-filled day with Bass Lake and Sadie Bass and the Bass family, and
Yeah. My
except you didn't
favorite
catch
thing
one.
about this show, I've been a part of a lot of interviews, I've been a part of a lot of shows. This has been the most just real and authentic, you know, place to be. It hasn't been forced, or you haven't tried to change anything about the lake or how this looks or anything, and I
Yep.
really appreciate that.
Well, what we love to do is show people who you really are, not only in your element, but out of your element. So thank you for being on the show, though. It's been an absolute blast. And make sure you guys check out Sadie Bass music. She has a lot more coming up. Trust me, it's going to be amazing. So thank you very much.
you.
Appreciate it. Having Sadie on as a guest was really cool because I've never had a country artist as a guest, but I've also never had anyone that was this real and raw of an outdoors person as well. So she was out of her element in a kayak, but she was in her element in the outdoors. So it was really nice having her on, and I hope you guys check out her music and check out everything else she does. Hey guys, it's Mike McKinstry, host of the Bass Squatch Hunter. Introduce yourself.
I'm Sadie Bass.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
This is how you get the weeds off. That's how you do it.
Oh, here, let me get the rod on my face.
Do you want me chiming in on this or shutting up? Which one?
No, I want you talking.
Okay. My favorite part of it is just how, like, it's just like chill. You know what I'm saying?
Don't miss the Basquatch Hunter, Fish Out of Water, on the Discovery Channel, the Pursuit Channel, and online everywhere. BassquatchHunter.com.